War rages across the mortal realms. New alliances are formed while others lie shattered, and the dominant powers ever seek their next conquest. As these two powerful forces prepare to clash, only one will rise victorious when the dust settles. While this and countless other battles rage on, one fact is becoming clear. The season of war has begun. This video is brought to you by the support of our channel members and the FLGS Partners, Warfire Minis, and X-Planet.
Try and do this intro quick because the battery's at 12%. So. Hello and welcome to Season of War! Tonight we are excited to bring you another game of Age of Sigmar. An excited one here, doing a little bit of cheeky Worlds prep. Obviously Oliver and I, as well as a few of our compatriots, are heading off to Worlds in a couple weeks. Oliver,
super excited.
The cat's out of the bag, you're playing Slaves to Darkness there.
Yeah, no Daughters Decaying for me. We're bringing the dark bad boys. So
yes. So just for today's game, we're again doing a little practice. I'm actually going to be playing one of our opponents' lists, Casper from Denmark. We're matched up with them round one, so playing a very similar list, one minor tweak, but for the most part, just doing a little testing.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So the mission we're going to play today is Battle Lines Drawn. Yep. The main thing with this one is obviously the table quarters act as objectives, so, and then it's just normal hold one, hold two, hold more scoring. So a little bit different in terms of positioning. Especially with half your army not being on the board.
Yes, more than half. More than half, yeah. But yeah, that's about it for now. Quick introduction. Oliver, do you want to jump in and take us through your list?
For sure. So I'm running a Knights of the Empty Throne build. This one's getting quite popular right now because of the Vanguard being kind of a staple. So we have a unit of 6 of them as my general, meaning that I can do the 5-up rally. I have a unit of 6, 2 Sorcerer Lords. One of them that is a little bit more painted will have the Chaos Familiar. The other one will have Stubborn as a Rhinox, counting as 10 on objectives so long as there's not another GC there, which is cool in this one because of the table quarters. We have a unit of 10 Chaos Knights with the Nurgle banner as well, so they'll be -1 to wound, -1 to reducing Ren by 1 as well. 2 units of 3 Vanguard. All of the Vanguard will be in Khorne with Fell Spears, so doing that extra damage on the charge, being very punchy. And they have 1 unit of Corvus Cabal that I've chosen to drop on the table as like a little bit of a screen out, and another unit of Corvus Cabal that's going to be sitting on the side. Bring me to exactly 2,000 points on the nose.
Nice.
So that will be me.
All wrapped up in a battle regiment,
yes.
As am I today with the Beast of Chaos. But just jumping into things, I have to give a big shout out to everyone that supported our ongoing campaign to get our Beast of Chaos army funded, and it was commission painted, so paying that off. And with everybody's help, I've been having a lot of fun actually putting everyone that's contributed their names on models, so everybody's getting named, and just a little fun thank you. But excited to be getting this on. This is the first public battle report with this army since it's been painted, so excited for that. And yeah, but jumping into the list itself, I played All Herd today, which lets my door or undoor regenerate at the end of the phase. Good little bit of healing. I have a Doombull as my general. He's got the command trait to let me deploy a unit anywhere on the table at 7 inches rather than 9. And then the Brave Blast Trumpet as his artifact to bring on a unit of 10 gore. So just helps give me some more bodies. Because he's my general, I do have 2 units of Boldor as battle line, a unit of 9 big and beefy, and then a unit of 6. Also off the board is a unit of 20 Undor Raiders, so they'll be popping shots with all their arrows, harassing you, as well as a Great Bray Shaman. And then that's everything off the board. On the board, I just have Be'lakor, who's allied in, and obviously a great control piece, and then a unit of 10 Undor. So nothing, lots of crazy stuff. Lots of damage, but nothing really too telling deployed on the board right now.
Yeah.
So, Oliver, as I said, you were 1-drop. I was also a 1-drop here. You did win the roll to drop first and have the choice.
And with that, I think I will just kind kindly give away the turn
Yeah,
here.
fair
to
enough.
Jordan.
Sounds good. So we will jump into Beasts of Chaos, turn 1.
Preparing to ambush the followers of Chaos, the Beast battle tactic is Cunning Maneuver. The Doom Bull and Sorcerer Lord both fail Heroic Leadership. The Bray Shaman's Warping Curse deals 4 mortals to the Sorcerer Lord. Bellicor fails to cast both Mystic Shield and Arcane Bolt. Real good start there, buddy. The Doom Bull uses at the double, then summons 10 Gore with his Bray Blast Trumpet. The Ungor Raider's Hidden Volley deals 3 damage to the Vanguard. Waiting to spring their trap, the Beasts of Chaos complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
Quick turn 1 for the Beasts of Chaos. Staying reserved with all my big stuff until I at least get another rend. And again, kind of just don't want to engage right now. You obviously hit really hard and you've got good armor, so I've got to pick my battles wisely. I ended up just kind of staying reserved, going for a cunning maneuver, and keeping these guys back. If you go super aggro, it's hard to get in, maybe with the double, but also Bellicor does a good defense in that regard. I also used the Bray Blast Trumpet to pop 10 Gore over here, which they're not a super scary unit by any means, but that's 10 bodies that you have to come deal with to take this objective, or think about.
Super great play.
Yeah,
like,
it's just.
I think it's probably the smartest thing to do because I have to deal with it at some point in this game. If it's immediate, then I'm pulling myself out of position. If it's later, I might be not in a position to deal with it in one turn. It might take me 2 turns, so it can potentially be a problem.
Exactly. Just being a little annoying. You can deal with it, but just something to think about. Exactly. So I then did my Hidden Volley with my Ungor Raiders. Chipped actually 3 wounds off of a Vanguard, which is not nothing. And I actually got 4 damage, 4 mortals on one of your Sorcerer Lords, the one with the artifact. With my Ritual, which would have been super spicy if I rolled a 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Obviously not super likely, but 4 is all right. Hopefully we can finish them off next round. And that's about it for my turn. Just waiting for you to kind of spread out a little bit, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, I guess without further ado, we'll just go into Slaves to Darkness turn 1.
Let's do it.
Sensing duplicity from their foe, the Slaves' battle tactic is Desecrate their lands. The Sorcerer Lord uses Drawn on Power and recovers 3 wounds, and the Doom Bull uses Heroic Leadership. The Sorcerer Lords use Oracular Visions on the Knights and 6 Vanguard. The Sorcerers then cast Mystic Shield on 6 Vanguard and Demonic Power on the Knights. The Corvus Cabal Deep Strike into the southeast corner of the battlefield. Despite claiming an objective, the Sorcerer is snubbed by the gods and receives no reward. Maintaining a defensive position, the Slaves complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
All right, well, Slave's turn. Really getting in there, getting bloody.
The most cautious Slave's turn we might have ever seen.
Yeah, well, at this point, the overextending is going to be for little or no reward. And we'll see how it goes later and how Jordan plays his turn, but I think I may have made one small error, one thing that I'm not perfectly happy with, but otherwise was fairly good. So recovered some damage on my Sorcerer Lord. Was able to put the Mystic Shield on use 6 Vanguard, who I'm the most worried about if if Jordan gets in there, if it ends up going that way. The Corvus Cabal came and deep struck in Jordan's zone, just like he did, putting an annoying unit in the back corner, forcing kind of Be'lakor or his general to head over to the corner to kind of deal with it. I mean, sure, he can still shoot at it and put something else there, but then they're not going to be somewhere else on the board. So all in all, it's fine for a little 80-point unit. So just shuffled around, took the table quarters that I needed to, and embracing a bunch of really Jim-roid raging beasts.
Well, it's again
to come in and
a tentative turn for both of us. So slow start to this battle.
Shout out to my French friends from Team France.
Nice.
We're gonna roll out their dice. See,
it's cocked. I got a 3.
I got a 6.
All right. Well,
Vive la France.
You need a choice here.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it back to you, Jordan.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
makes sense.
Yeah,
so
good luck.
Jump into Beasts of Chaos turn 2.
Rawr.
Forced to spring their trap early, the Beast battle tactic is in Shadow of the Herdstone. The Doombow fails heroic leadership, and the Sorcerer Lord heroically recovers 1 wound. The Brave Shaman uses a Blood Taunt on the Chaos Knights. Be'lakor fails to cast Mystic Shield, but casts Arcane Bolt. The Ungor Raiders, Bulgor, and Brave Shaman all ambush onto the battlefield. Don't forget, we still have our campaign going to get our Beasts of Chaos army painted. Toss over a super thanks if you want to chip in. The Ungor Raiders shoot and kill the Corvus Cabal. The Bulgors deal 5 mortal wounds on impact. Diving into combat, the Bulgors take down the Varangard. Getting the action started, the Beasts complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
Beasts of Chaos turn 2. Similar to Oliver, I would have loved to win prio and give away the turn. You actually reminded me during my turn that in Beasts of Chaos I actually have to bring all my units down this turn. So wasn't originally, again, what I wanted.
It's very different from a lot of other Deep Strike armies, to keep in mind. Usually it's turn 3 is the
yes,
bring
that's
down
normal rule. Yeah. But yeah, I would have loved, obviously, give you a turn, come down, and then potentially get the double. Here, I feel like because of that, and when I realized after kind of like halfway through my movement, it was a little late to really optimize my plan. I had to finish these Corpse Cabal off, or at least take this objective in some capacity. I pulled the Knights away to make it even more annoying to then come back over here. Take these Undor. I brought down my Brave Shaman to also put 12 bodies on this objective, so that you have to think about that as well. And then I brought down 6 Bulldor back here. This is probably the spot where I wish I was actually further forward, a little more central here, so that I could like counterattack when you come in there or something. But still, yeah, sitting safe back there. I'm taking 3 objectives. I cleaned out a unit of Varangard, so it's going to be a little bit tough for you to kind of deal with them. Or you not tough, but you have to worry about dealing with them right now. They're in your face.
Oh, for sure.
So putting a little pressure on.
And Be'lakor still has this lovely ability, so even if I take the turn and I double, you can potentially shut down my unit of 6 Vanguard, leaving me with, well, either the Knights that I got to bring over or this unit of 3 Vanguard. So it's it could put me in an annoying spot to not have maybe the firepower to deal with that big unit.
Yeah,
so.
And that's the strength of Be'lakor, kind of protecting the army.
Great.
And that's basically all she wrote right now, and I'll get all my points, got my battle tactic, and yeah, we can just jump into Slaves to Darkness, turn 2. Cool. And now hero shots. Let me see if this better.
Ready to break ranks and charge down their foe, the Slave's battle tactic is eye for an eye. The Sorcerer Lord uses drawn-on power, and the Shaman fails heroic leadership. Be'lakor uses the Dark Master on the 6 Vanguard. The Sorcerers cast Demonic Power and Mystic Shield on the Vanguard. The Chaos Knights use at the double. Enjoying our battle reports? Join our YouTube membership to support the channel and get an extra match every week. The Vanguard attack, dealing 25 damage to the Bulgar. The Gors attack, but deal no damage. Then the Knights take them and the Bray Shaman out. The remaining Bulgar use Inspiring Presence, and the Sorcerer Lord is granted Flames of Chaos. Running down their foe, the Slaves to Darkness complete their battle tactic and score 4 points.
All right, so slaves turn 2, pretty good. So what happened? Be'lakor popped off. Shutting down the unit of 6 is kind of to be expected. Went for eye for an eye as a battle tactic. Kind of had a few different options between either the Gors on that side and the Shaman if I could make the big charge, which I was very lucky to make such a massive charge there. But here I got the buffs I needed off, so I put Demonic Power, Mystic Shield, Oracular Visions all in the unit of 3 to kind of juice them up to their full potential. Mm-hmm. Threw them into the Bulgar unit, and I mean they did what they were expected to. Yeah. I was talking out with Jordan. I'm like, yeah, I think they'll probably do about 20 damage. Well, they did 25. Yeah. But I'm suffering from the early Slaves player thing where you don't put the Vanguard within 3, or you don't think they'll do that much damage to clear all the stuff out in front of you, and then you're now not within 3 to do your... I
pulled the casualties, didn't fight back, but it wasn't within 3, so you couldn't double activate.
Exactly. So instead, I mean, I could have put them all flat. The downside of that is if I fluff on the attacks, I have more exposure. But generally, in this instance, it doesn't really matter. It's worth it because probably with 2 activations, I could probably still chew through the rest of the unit, even if I done less damage. So, great play by Jordan to keep them out of there, so that even if I win the turn, he can rally, bring them back. I have to spend more resources trying to kill this unit. So, not a bad position to be in, perfectly honest, because Jordan's stuffed in his back corner. Yeah, he's gonna have real trouble contesting these other objectives. So
this is, and we'll get into it more at the end, but this is a test of an unstoppable force against a very movable object. Yeah. With no saves against the round 3. So in hindsight, and we had talked about it, it's like I could have played ultra conservative and also leave that 9-pack back here and force you to kind of try and overextend to take the objectives and be scoring more points. Because I pull ahead 1 this battle round, and I would have done that regardless of that, so it could have maybe made it a little more dicey. Would have been able to save Be'lakor's ability, so could have been the way to go, but we'll see how this game turns out. and jump into a round 3 priority. That's a 3 for me.
Keeping the suspense. 1.
Okay, well, and with the game state, it's like I could give away the turn to try and keep the Vanguard mitigated over there. There's no good options here. I feel like it's a tough one, but I'm gonna take it. Just have a little fun with it. Do some smashing. Well, we still have stuff on the table, and I can store over here before your knights come in and rinse my Undor. But that's about it, and yeah, we'll jump into Beast of Chaos, turn 3.
Fighting on despite the odds, the Beast of Chaos battle tactic is also eye for an eye. The Doom Bull uses heroic leadership while the Sorcerer Lord fails. The Bulgor rally, returning 1 model. Be'lakor casts Mystic Shield on the Doom Bull, but fails Arcane Bolt. The Doom Bull uses Tunnel Master. The Bulgor deals 2 mortals on impact, and the Doom Bull deals 1 to the Sorcerer Lord. Starting off the fighting, the Bulgors deal 9 damage to the Vanguard. The Sorcerer Lord fights next, but deals no damage, and sadly, the Doom Bull doesn't either. Damn, that sucks. The Lone Vanguard deals 6 damage to the Bulgor, then fights again and deals 5 more. Unable to take down an enemy unit, the beasts fail their battle tactic and only score 2 points.
Beasts of Chaos turn 3, again, don't feel good or that I have much play. Like, I didn't even move this stuff up because not getting close enough. You have such a big speed advantage, it just would make your charges easier. Over on this side, I tried to move Be'lakor forward. I wanted to charge him into the knights to try and tie them up, because that would actually, he would keep them stuck for quite a while when they're not on the charge. He wouldn't do much damage, but he would probably survive a fair bit, especially when they're kind of in awkward positioning. And he's just kind of standing in the way of the Undor Raiders so that he can protect the 20 bodies on the objective. I did Tunnel Master on the Doom Bull. It was kind of just a long shot play for my battle tactic. Because, like, again, I think it feels inevitable that you're eventually going to close with me and you rip through me when you do. So I'm just trying to get the points I can now, and not really many battle tactics achievable. I did rally a Doom Bull back, and then dealt a pretty decent amount of damage in combat, but would have, obviously love to get 2 or 3 Doom Bulls back, and could maybe have taken out that unit.
Yeah.
It did its price twice here, so that's that. There's 1 model left, but you're going to kill that, potentially be rallying back on future turns, so not quite the turn I was hoping for, all things said, and
I think mostly because the your Doom Bull hero
whiffed in combat.
I rolled really hot on my saves. I rolled 3 6s.
Yeah, but he's such low volumes. Like, he only has 5 attacks total, and 4s and 4s on one profile and 3s and 3s on the other. So
yeah,
a little uninspiring. And yeah, we're just gonna hold on for a little bit and jump into Slaves to Darkness, turn 3.
Continuing their offensive, the Slaves to Darkness battle tactic is Enthrall to Chaos. The Sorcerer draws on power, but fails heroic leadership, and the Doom Bull strikes at the opening, dealing 3 damage. The Sorcerers cast Demonic Speed on the 6th Vanguard, but have Warp Reality Unbound. The Knights use at the double. The Vanguard attacks but deals no damage. The Bulgor lives! Failing to roar the Knights, they use all-out defense and Be'lakor deals no damage. The large unit of Vanguard attack and take down the Doom Bull. The lone Bulgor deals 1 damage to the Vanguard. The Knights fight next, dealing 13 damage to Be'lakor. Leaving the last Bulgor alive, the Slaves to Darkness fail their battle tactic and score just 2 points.
So Slaves to Darkness, turn 3, and was okay. I'm in a strong position game-wise, so I'm pretty happy there, but in terms of like getting the points that I need if it was a team setting, I want to be moving through faster. Notably failed my tactic here. I did take a bit of a gamble. I could have quite easily just gone with the Knights into your Doom Bull.
Guaranteed the kill with the 6-pack of Vanguard.
Guaranteed the kill with the 6-pack of Vanguard. Move this guy out so that next turn I'm in position to rally and I don't need to worry about this. But I was like, at this point, I'm confident about my positioning overall in terms of high likelihood to be in a winning position for the game. I was like, why not at this point risk it and try
take a bit of a gamble to try and
get a max score where possible. So that did pay off, and I, even with the all-out attack, failed to put enough damage through on the Bulgor here. On this side was pretty successful actually into Be'lakor, but not successful enough to kill him. Left him with 1 wound. Killed off the Doom Bull hero, and that's kind of all she wrote. So who's this here?
Barrel.
Yeah,
Barrel.
Stick it out. Barrel
Barrel
Bulgor did 1 more damage than the Vanguard. So he's also the Bulgor that came back after the rally.
Yeah.
So Barrel, you are single-handedly keeping the beast in the match at this point.
Unfortunately, Lord Billy Goat, while he had like a glorious final fight, like in the last game, he didn't hear and he just got trampled by 6 Vanguards.
Yeah, he
next time.
Yeah, he fluffed a bit this game. He didn't do anything after his charge. He fought in the hero phase and failed to do
one attack through. Yeah.
Or got only 1 attack through and then just got cleaned out by some Vanguards. So okay, with that, we'll go into a prior roll. We'll go with our American friends here.
5.
Oh, it's 5s each, but that doesn't take it for me. That'll be Jordan's choice.
Yeah, and I am winning ties. And Oliver, you mentioned it. I think it is a good time, just points-wise, which is really what I'm playing for here. I think this is a good time to give it away.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll give it. I'm gonna give you the turn, and we'll jump into Slaves to Darkness, turn 4.
Tied up in combat, but with a trick up their sleeve, the Slaves' battle tactic is lust for power. The Sorcerer Lord uses Drawn on Power, and Be'lakor uses Heroic Leadership. The Sorcerers cast Arcane Bolt, but fail Warp Reality. The Sorcerer Lord uses at the double, then releases his Arcane Bolt to finish off Be'lakor. Ungor Raiders unleash hell, but deal no damage. The Vanguard kills the last Bulgor to the exact wound. The Ungor Raiders deal no damage in combat, but the Chaos Knights run them down. One Sorcerer Lord is granted Unearthly Reflexes and the other Flames of Chaos. Relentless in their aggression, the Slaves complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
Okay, Slaves to Darkness turn 4, and it was pretty successful. I know that Jordan was hoping to limit my scoring, and there was a thing.
It was basically Be'lakor. My hope was to unbind the Arcane Bolt or the teleport. I unbound the teleport at least, but you were like, just within 23 inches.
It meant I had to actually risk my battle tactic, because it meant the Sorcerer Lord, who was out of the way, had to do the auto 6 run in order to get in. So it was a gamble for the battle tactic in order to free up, because that shot Be'lakor freed him up so that then the knights could charge in. So it's a huge cascading set of effects where like I don't do that and I risk the roll, then I don't actually get in, and then they just kill Be'lakor, and then you still hold the point, and then I don't. Yeah. So it was the things went right for me that needed to go right.
Yeah, you needed a run of a 3 with the other Sword Lord to get him into the territory.
I rolled a 6
for the battle tactic, which you did.
And then I was able to kill off
Barrel the
Bulgor barely with the horse
to the exact wound.
To the wound with the horse.
You needed to make 1-5 upset, and I couldn't do it.
Barrel got very close, because that would have actually been a problem. Because then if you had killed that one Sorcerer Lord, that's the unit of 9. It's your turn. You have the chance of a double.
Yeah.
In my back corner, that actually could be fairly annoying.
Would be awesome. But not happening today.
Not happening today, so...
Again, giving away the turn didn't work out for me, but I wouldn't have really... By taking it, I would have scored my 2 points for my, holding 2. I should still get that here, but we'll find out quick and just jump into Beast of Chaos, turn 4.
With a chance to strike back, the Beast of Chaos battle tactic is trampled to mulch. The Sorcerer Lord heroically recovers 2 wounds. The Bulgors use Forward to Victory and deal 6 mortals to the knights on impact. The Bulgor attacks, dealing a massive 15 damage to the knights. The knights fight next, dealing 7 damage to the Bulgors, then use Inspiring Presence. While smashing the knights, the Beasts of Chaos fail their battle tactic and score just 1 point.
All things considered here, it was a pretty heroic effort by the Bulgor. Now, they didn't make the 10-inch or 11-inch but +1 charge that I was hoping for to impact and kill the Sword Lord. Giving me my battle tactic, I also realized he's got the Gurish or the Galatian champion trait for counting as 10 models, which means I couldn't easily just walk on and take this objective like I thought I could. So if I had made that charge, I would have been scoring 4 points here, which would have been really nice. Didn't get the big charge, still went into the Knights. It actually...
You slapped real hard.
Just
for Chaos Knights, which are -1 to wound. And...
On the back of pretty good rolling for me, but atrocious rolling for your saves and even the mortal wards.
Yes.
Especially on impact. You didn't make any wards on impact, so I got all 6 mortals.
Yeah.
And
it was good. So you did
atrocious. Yeah, and rank 3 obviously helps.
So yeah, 21 damage, right? 7 of them.
Yeah, killed 5 in combat, 2 more on the charge. So that was, man, amazing, right? But Bulgor can hit, they just can't take one.
Yes.
So.
Which we saw because losing that one dude was enough to not take the objective.
We're tied on bodies here, yeah.
Which is...
So we're 15 bodies each.
Yeah. It means unfortunately you only get the 1 point for the turn.
Exactly.
So that'll make it 13 to 16.
Yeah. And fail the battle tactic.
And yeah.
So
we'll go into a turn 5 prio.
Yeah.
Finland, see what we got for me. That's 5.
Okay, well, Oliver, I'll let you have the glory. We'll jump into a quick Slaves to Darkness, turn 5.
Alright.
Aiming to seal their victory, the Slaves to Darkness battle tactic is Cunning Maneuver. The Sorcerer Lord uses Heroic Leadership. The Sorcerer Lords cast Drawn on Power on the 6th Varangard, but fail Warp Reality. The Varangard attack, dealing 52 damage to take down the Bulgors in just 1 activation. Crushing the last resistance, the slaves complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
Okay, that was savage.
It was cruel.
Yeah, we knew the Vanguard were going to come in and lay all the hurt down, but they laid a lot of hurt down. They did like 52 damage.
Just
one activation. So, needless to say, there were no more Bulgar left after that one. So yeah, just otherwise moved everything.
In fact, this one is named Brutal Damage.
Brutal Damage.
Brutal Damage was done.
Yeah, it was done. Unfortunately, not by him today. But well, actually, they did brutal damage to Nurgle Knight, so that was
impressive.
That was pretty impressive. So yeah, was able to get him in, and that'll really seal the deal here. So I will notably get my Grand Strat, which is take what's theirs, having more units in Jordan's zone.
And you tagged
I
within
made sure I tagged the Obelisk, the Herdstone, so stopping his Grand Strat.
Yeah.
Just by having a unit within 12 or 9, either way, I'm within 9. So yep, that'll do it. So on my final score, I guess 24-13.
Yeah, it was a routing in the end, in the final turns, but it was actually a pretty close game.
Yeah,
I think, and with little things, could have been even closer, right? I think with a couple things.
I think notably that like turn 2 strategy. I think potentially how you did your turn 1 and how that kind of cascaded into 2. Knowing, I think a lot of your thought process was around bringing them down in turn 3, and or maybe the pull of the unit. There's things that maybe could have done slightly differently.
Yeah. So from a beast perspective, one, still getting a handle on the army. This army doesn't play to my playstyle. So something like Slaanesh, I played one game and I was super comfortable with Slaanesh. This is probably my 4th game with beast now, and it's like getting better with them. I think also I was always going to have a tough time against slaves here, and maybe someone with more experience could push the army further in this matchup. But I think with the way that priorities went, well, you winning the drop and then winning turn priority, you gave me first and then gave me the turn again. In the reverse order, I would have been doing that to you. And if you want to stay castled up on turn 2, great. I'm taking a leading points, and I'd say stay super defensive, and you have to overextend.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think like those little things, just that those early priorities, and not that there was no double there, but it was keeping the turn order that was so strong. I needed to win priority for a chance to reverse the turn order. This is a great talking point of priority.
Reversal.
I needed
staying constant, but in your favor, staying constant.
Yes, but I needed, and the priority would have given me a chance if I had won it to reverse that.
Yeah.
Giving me a good, decent shot in this game. Whereas, again, without it, it was a little bit. But that's why we love the priority. There's so many different interactions or iterations of how different ways this game could go.
100%. And I mean, I personally like, just to touch on priority a little bit more, but I like it because it means with an army like Jordan's army, the alpha heavy beasts, if you were to come down in turn 1, not necessarily knowing that you would have the double to go into it, makes it riskier to do that. So you got to like plan out your timing. But one other thing that I'm seeing with the beasts army is it kind of needs to play together. There are a few nice synergy pieces here, not in this list. There's no cockatrice, and the cockatrice is quite advantageous, I know, against my slaves, because having something like a unit of Vanguard only hit on 6s
would be very crippling.
Can be quite crippling. The other nice addition, the Chaos Gargant, can sometimes be really good in lists because that extra rend, putting you up from the 2 rend in turn 2 to 3rd point of rend. Like, we saw how much damage that unit of 6 Bulgor did in turn 4. Really scary. So getting that a little bit earlier, some other little synergy. So I think there's a lot of tricks in the Beast book.
And I think the Cockatrice is a good call out. Between that and Bellicor, That's what's going to protect the Bulldor, right? Like, and see, they can't survive a hit from something that hits hard, right? They go down quite quickly, but if you
They can't hit.
Exactly. Or Belcor locks it down. So those are where, players are, because people are performing well with Beast of Chaos. They're doing well with it. It's a solid army, but they need to leverage those other pieces for the survivability. Let the Bulldor actually do the work that they are, brought here to do. Again, I think with early priorities and turn order being a little different, I think I would have had more play in this one. The other thing actually that I was frustrated with all game is the sub-faction. So here we're running this list, and this is a personal preference. All Herd, I'm bringing back Ondor or Dor, never came up because anytime they died, they all died. But I actually really would have preferred Darkwalkers here. It would have allowed me to keep this unit of 10 guys when you don't come in turn 1, run them away.
Yeah.
And then when you come forward, I can teleport, teleporting those around. That would have made this game very interesting. I think it would have been a very close game still with that, because I think you're not killing those units because I'm teleporting away or keeping them safe for a teleport.
100%.
Yeah. Even though that 20 pack of Undor, when you came and killed those 10 guys and you were sitting here, okay, I send them over to this corner. Now you're whipping those knights way back here.
Yeah.
Different. Yeah.
Yeah.
These 10 guys here could go take that objective.
Oh.
I could be scoring way better in this game in Darkwalkers. Maybe different because this mission super would play into Darkwalkers because the objectives are the 3 quarters, where some missions wouldn't play into it as much because you can't teleport onto objectives.
Yeah.
In this one, at least, I really wish I had been Darkwalkers, which is typically what I play, but always nice to try different things out. But yeah, that's about it, guys, for us here today. Hope you enjoyed this match. Thank you so much for all of your support of the channel. You guys all make this possible. If you do want to go a step further, you can help support the channel by joining our channel membership and getting access to extra content. So, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon in another Battle Report.
Take care.